We are at lesson 11 of our free art curriculum for kindergartners specifically. So this is lesson 11. It's a line drawing. And in kindergarten, we kind of hit on the same topics over and over again, and then weave in other things to kind of get everybody on the same page because they all come into kindergarten with such different backgrounds. So we read Harold and the Purple Crayon. A great question to ask is, where do Harold's ideas come from? And then ask many kids to raise their hand and survey all the answers that you can, because the answers are so varied and wonderful and great. And maybe don't give them a right answer at the end, but it's very interesting when you ask kids, where do Harold's ideas come from? And then the vocabulary to hit on, there's a crescent moon, and some kids have never heard that word, experienced that word. So crescent is a great word to hit on. And then different styles of art or different types of art. A landscape, point that page out with the apple tree and the dragon. An oceanscape of Harold with the boat. A cityscape when Harold is drawing all the windows. A still life when Harold is drawing many different kinds of pie and inviting the moose and porcupine to partake in the pie. I have a slideshow that goes over all of this. The next video will be 11.2 in this playlist series, and it will show examples of this, how to teach it, what to include. You can just take photos from the book and then create a slideshow from it. You can use the line song to review different types of lines, and then you can point to different types of lines in the book, and just a great way to have more discussion. Distribute magic purple crayons and allow for open-ended drawing. What is there? Where do their ideas come from, and what will they do with their magic purple crayon? If you want a variation, if you want even more open-ended, they would all pick one color crayon to use for the entire drawing. If you want it to even be more loose, more free, if you need it to be more tight, you can have them choose a landscape drawing, an oceanscape, a cityscape, or a still life. A still life is drawing anything that sits really still, doesn't need a break, on a table. It can fit on a table, would be considered a still life. Because some kids ask, can I draw a car? It sits still. But I then maybe suggest that the car is part of a landscape or a cityscape versus a still life, because still life is usually done indoors, something on a table, doesn't need a bathroom break, a drink break. So this one might require more discussion. So you don't have to introduce that one if you don't want to. And just hit on these three can be enough. Draw anything in a city, draw anything to do with the ocean, draw anything to do with anything on the land. Those are pretty big vocabulary words, so you don't have to do still life if you don't want to. I feel like 3 is enough for a 40-minute class period. So if you need it to be tighter, you can give direction. And then if you want to beef it up even more, you can pass out purple washable markers, and then purple colored pencils, purple fine line markers, and then they can add details like patterns and dots, like pointillism. If they rush through it, you can have them draw on the back of the paper until the class period ends. And then that's a great time to play the line song. Because sometimes they just rush through the entire thing because they don't know how to slow down and hold the crayon and give pretty good pressure to add. Their lines are very light, so you can tell them to go back and color in a window purple, color in a door purple, or if you're doing a different color, whatever that color might be. And if you can find on YouTube the old animated version of Harold and the Purple Crayon, where the book has come to life, you could even save that for the end so they can clean up and then watch that, and then the teacher will pick them up. And that kind of fills the whole 40 minutes, reading the book, listening to the line song, where do Harold's ideas come from, introduce the different vocabulary words. And I even make posters and hang those around the room for these ones, and then point at the poster whenever possible when these things come up, because they are repetitive in art education. And then the movie at the end, it's a couple minutes long. So that is what we'll be talking about in the next 2 videos as well. If you are getting value, please subscribe to the channel, share it with other art educators or parents or homeschoolers, so that they can use this curriculum for kids that are in need of a free curriculum presented by a licensed art teacher. Liking the videos helps, sharing the videos helps, subscribing is free. And if you have comments or questions, there is a free Facebook group called Art Teacher Maven Hangout. So you can join there and then post your children's artwork if you feel comfortable, or ask questions, leave video requests, things like that. Thank you. Have a good day.